What's up everyone, and welcome back to another video. Last week, I wanted to give you a little taste of what's coming your way today. Management consulting and investment banking are two of some of the most prestigious careers one can get into right after college. When many think about consulting, they're reminded of the McKinseys and other top strategy firms. And on the other side, bankers are all drawn towards the Goldman Sachs of this world. If you'd like to learn more about the differences between the type of work, pay, and exit options for banking and consulting, I'll link another video in the bio below for you to check out after this one. In today's video though, I'll be breaking down what an entry-level consultant at the MBB and bankers in the Bulge bracket take home after taxes. If you'd like to also check out how much consultants make at the Big Four in comparison to bankers in the mid bracket, I'll link another video in the bio below for you to check out as well. Before getting into it though, be sure to take a second to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Click those two buttons for me and I'll share these two professions for you. As I started off by mentioning in my last video, there are a couple things that I do need to share before getting into the money. Taxes have a lot of variability depending on your individual circumstance, so I intend on hitting the most general audience. I'd recommend speaking to a financial advisor or accountant for your specific situation though. But similar to last video, I'll be assuming that you're single with no dependents, living in California and at an entry level. Again, I choose California because this is where many MBB and top IB firms have a presence. California also has two main cities of San Francisco and Los Angeles in comparison to many other states in America. But if you'd like me to make another video where I do another city like New York or Chicago, because those have more of an IB presence, I'll be more than happy to make another video as long as you let me know in the comments below. So with all that said, show me the money and let's get into it. When it comes to consulting, the top three consulting firms that have well-known acclamation are McKinsey, Bain, and BCG. Their presence and impact is reputable in the consulting world based on the strategy work being done and does not go unnoticed or unappreciated. Because of the high-level work, reputation, and significance, a consultant at these firms tends to do pretty well for themselves from the very beginning. Based on a management consulting salary report, which I'll link in the bio below if you'd like to check out, all three of these firms start off their entry-level hires with an equal base of $90,000 in their first year. Their signing bonuses are also consistent, which makes my life easier when it comes to doing my research and breaking down their taxes, and each employer provides their new hires a $5,000 signing bonus. All in all, an entry-level consultant at the MBB is making a minimum $95,000 in their first year. Keep in mind that I'm excluding so many other factors like performance bonuses, retirement plan contributions, relocation bonuses, and just so much more. All these factors will in some way contribute to these consultants, and I can assure you that they're making six figures within their first year out of college, which sounds almost unheard of. But now that we know how much a consultant at the MBB is making, it's time to look at what happens when Uncle Sam comes their way. For someone living in California, you'll have to pay a state tax of 9.3% if you fall within this bracket. So just for living in California, an MBB consultant is looking to pay around $5,900 just in state taxes. Now, we look at the federal income tax bracket MBB consultants tend to fall into, and that's 24%. So in federal taxes, they're approximately paying $16,900. When you combine their state and federal taxes, a consultant at the MBB would be paying around $22,800 in taxes, meaning that they're left with roughly $72,100 after taxes. Now, depending on how they're living, that's a pretty good amount for someone right out of college to be making. Keep in mind that consultants at these firms in particular tend to also be traveling 4 days a week, so there is a possibility for them to be saving all of what they'll be making if they live at home. Remember that the after-tax amount I shared does not also include any other bonuses or compensation, so essentially they'll be making much more than the number that I just mentioned above. But now that we've taken care of our MBB consultants, let's look at the Bulge Bracket banker salaries. The Bulge Bracket consists of 9 firms like JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Deustche Bank, Citigroup, along with 5 others. Since investment banking has a more significant presence on Wall Street and not as much in California, I only accounted for the Bulge firms in California, which included Bank of America Merrill Lynch, Goldman Sachs, and Morgan Stanley. Which is actually perfect because now we have these three versus the consulting top three. If you'd like a link of all the banks in California, I'll share that in my bio below for you to check out. But when you average the entry-level salaries at these three firms, entry-level bankers are making just shy of 6 figures at around $98,000. Adding this to their signing bonus, which is roughly $5,000, an entry-level banker at the Bulge Bracket firms in California is making $103,000 before taxes. Keep in mind once again that this is excluding their performance bonuses, which could have them making up to $150,000 just in their first year. I'm just comparing raw salaries and signing bonuses based on variables that tend to stay more constant, especially within their first year. So when we look at what a banker will be paying in state taxes, it's relatively consistent with a consultant. They're also paying in the 9.3% bracket, meaning that they'll be paying approximately $6,700 in state taxes. On a federal level, they're also consistent with the MBB, so they'll be paying a little less than $19,000 a year, meaning that their combined tax amounts to around $25,700 in their first year. So after taxes, an entry-level banker in California will be leaving with about $77,500 in their first year. Again, remember this isn't accounting for their bonuses though. But even when they receive a $30,000 bonus, for example, their tax is going to be heavy because they're getting it taxed as one large lump sum. So a fair amount of that $30,000 is just gone with the wind. So it's clear that with what I've shared, bankers tend to make a couple $1,000s more than an MBB consultant, especially right out the gate. There should be, however, more factors that contribute in whether you decide to go into either profession. Remember that bankers at the bulge bracket firms are working north of 60 hours a week, and consultants can hit 60 to 65 on a bad week. What's also interesting is that consultants are making more per hour than bankers. But at the end of the day, the decision is yours, and I'm just sharing information to help in your decision-making process. If you'd like to learn more about consulting, I have over a dozen great videos on my channel where I talk about how to be a successful consultant, the different travel schedules, as well as the exit options. All videos which I will link in my bio below for you to check out after this one. So with that being said, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you found this video helpful. I upload videos twice a week on Mondays and Wednesdays, so you don't want to miss out. If you're looking for more specific guidance when it comes to getting into consulting, the recruitment process, or the interview process, then be sure to visit my website, ryanrafi.com, and use the promo codes that I've linked in my bio below. As always, thanks. Until next time.